What up? What up? What up, thou? Man, I have no idea if anybody can hear me because this thing just freaked out on me. So I'm going to go ahead and start bringing in folks that's waiting backstage. We got a loaded show for y'all today, right here on Who-Bangin Sports Lounge. We're talking about the Last Dance series. This is our reaction. This is the last series, 9 and 10 here. So it's going to be the last time we do this one. But I got a great lineup for y'all today. I'm going to start bringing them in right away. First up, I got to bring in me compadre, Big Ragu 62. How you feeling, Big Ragu? Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear, my man. How about you?
All right. I hear you, man. I couldn't hear the intro when I played the intro, so I thought something probably went berserk.
No, it
How
came out good.
Though?
I'm doing pretty good. Doing pretty good.
Man, what's that on your head? Is that a Steelers hat?
Yeah, man. It's a Steelers hat. I'm giving you a little early sign for maybe a future play this year.
Wow, I like it.
Maybe for a conference championship meetup. Who knows?
I like it. Well, those that don't know, you should know that this is the boss in the sauce right here. You know, we do keep the party rocking and moving when college football hits back on the scene. So it's been a while since I've been on screen with my man, Big Ragu, man. It's almost like a warm blanket on a cold night in Philly or something, man.
Yeah, it feels
great
good,
to see
man.
you, brother.
You
looking here. Good, doing great. How's the fam, man?
Everybody's doing good. You know, we got Memorial Day weekend coming up.
Uh-oh, look like we got a pause out of Big Ragu.
You know, yeah, I'm back. All right.
Yeah, you back.
So anyways, we got Memorial Day weekend coming up, so let's not forget the reason for the holiday. A lot of people sacrifice their lives, to give us the freedoms that we got. Even though we kind of got things a little tightened up right now as a country, we'll come out on the other side of this thing. We'll be all good. And just keeping things positive, man. Just family's doing good. Everybody's doing good and doing all right. How about you?
Oh, man, doing excellent, man. Taking baby steps to opening back up here in LA. Got a little more workload on me and all that kind of stuff. But, staying safe, staying at the house when I can, washing my hands, keeping my hands out my face, all that good stuff. And most of all, I'm also getting to enjoy some good times with Jimmy and y'all over there on the horse racing. That's like the highlight of the week, and luckily it comes on quite a few days in the week. But let's give a big shout out to Pocket Full and Burger that's in the chat right here. So we're gonna get it rocking and rolling, Big Ragu. Feel it, join in wherever you are. I'm sure back in these Jordan days, you was already a sports gambler and already cashing these games and all that good stuff.
Yeah, so a lot of memories, a lot of big time memories with Jordan and company back in the days. All the great battles. I got to be honest with you, I haven't filled in all the blanks on the series, but I'll just go refresh the old brain cells a little bit. And we'll chop it up. No big deal.
Now, back in what was that? Like the latest one was like 98, I believe, was when the last championship. I think back in 98, hair or no hair for you?
Oh, hair. I had a little bit of hair. I would say I'm trying to think back now. Probably my 36-year anniversary coming up this weekend, bro. So and I'm going back. That's what 14 years married back then, so 24 years ago or 22 years ago, something like that. Yeah, hair definitely. But
that's right.
Probably started thinning out pretty good back in those days.
Man, congratulations to you and the wife on that one, man. I send my love. I hope y'all get a chance to do it up on y'all anniversary, despite the times that's going on. But I'm gonna keep it moving and get some people in here.
Bring them
we got
on
another
man.
One of our favorites in here. D Boston in the building. What up, D Boston? How you feeling today?
The Big Boss, what up, Ragu? What up, man? I'm good, man. How you guys doing?
D Boss, doing great, brother. How about you?
Oh, I'm hanging
in
there,
doing
man.
Great, man. I'm doing great, man.
Good deal.
I see you doing the home cuts with the razor type deal. You got it nice and clean.
I'm still with the Andis Clippers, man. I always break out my face when I do on my head when I use a razor, so I try to just shave with clippers.
You shined up over there. How you been feeling, man? How's everything out there where you at?
Everything's going all right, man. Texas was one of the first states to open back up, so we've been rocking and rolling for a couple of weeks now. But just hoping everybody doesn't let their guard down and still does, all the guidelines and everything. But it's going all right, man. How's your family and everybody doing?
Man, everybody doing absolutely great, man. Staying safe, staying out the way, and enjoying my time on the internet with the stuff we've been doing, man. But it was real important to me that I got you on the show today because I wanted to somebody to be on here from the locker room point of view. With a lot of this stuff they show on this series, a lot of locker room stuff. I think, you got a fan, and then you got ex-athletes, people that play the game at whatever levels, and you kind of interpret some of the things. You could watch some of this stuff, and if you played and been in those situations, your hair will stand up on you, and it ain't even you. But it was important that we get you on here for this last one. We can have some fun, get a little insight from you from the locker room point of perspective. And I'm sure back in those days, man, you was in your prime over there, man. How many girlfriends you had back then in '98?
No, I didn't have too many, man. I just, how to do it. I keep it slow, man. Down in Texas, we slow it down a little bit, but it's all good.
Man, Ohio State, man. Ohio State?
Yeah. Man, I was young, man. I got to Columbus. I was 17 still. I had to have my parents there to sign my scholarship and everything right in front of everybody else, man. I was still 17 years old. So I was a young cat, man. Just didn't, I was far away from Humble, Houston, Texas. Didn't know anybody there, so I had to adjust.
Oh, you was green. You was definitely watching all the basketball, football, baseball. You was sport out right there.
Oh, for sure.
Hey, I got to ask him a question about there was a guy that played basketball here locally. I'm trying to remember the year when he went out to Texas. When Texas was really good in basketball that year too. I want to say, was it Vernon Maxwell? You remember him?
Yeah, he played with the Rockets
Maxwell
several years. Yeah, he was nice.
Yeah. Didn't he go? Didn't he go to the University of Texas too?
I don't know where he went to school, college. I just remember from the Rockets. I mean, he was on those championship teams.
The
Rockets, so.
I'll have to look that one up. I'm gonna look that.
Man, but I'm gonna keep it rocking and rolling. We still got more people to pull up in here, man. I'm not sure, D Boston, if you met this guy right here, but this is our liaison for Las Vegas. When you go to Vegas and you're a low bagger, and this guy knows you, if you need anything from a bag of ice, ride to the airport, whatever, this is your guy right here. His name's Flipper13. How you doing, Flipper?
Hey, Flipster.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
How you doing?
All right.
I'm sure you know from the chat our guy D Boston, and you definitely know me and Big Ragu. Yes. But I was telling them that when you go to Vegas, hit you up on Twitter, whatever you need, you pull up, take care of them. I already know it's been tried, tested, and proved, man. And a friend of mine is a friend of yours, man. It's our guy, D Boston.
Nice to meet you.
Hey, nice. Likewise. Fins up, my friend.
Now, I'll tell you this, too, about Flipper, D Boston. Now, this guy is one of the more it's not really a word for the type of capping that he does, but what he does takes a lot of thought, a lot of reasoning, and he comes with some wonderful angles. I'm talking about my man Flip hit me with a plus 546 on the draft that cashed easily. And he told me months prior to the draft coming up that, hey, this is one of those spots that I take a look at, right, Flip? And he said, if you need any help with the draft or anything, give me a call. We chopped it up. I couldn't get the bet in at my book because they didn't offer it, but it sure did cash.
What was the bet?
Andrew Thomas, first lineman to be drafted.
Okay.
At 5-1 or better. Right, yeah, it was good value there.
Yeah, see, he's always in the value. I mean, the first time I went to Vegas and hung out with Flip, he showed me a couple hot spots to look on some line movement stuff, and I went about 2 weeks cashing using that thing. But as soon as I tried to get too cute, as Big Ragu say, I went down the drain, man. But we got somebody else back here. Let me pull in Dom Ricci real quick, all the way from Jersey.
Right.
It's your boy Dom Ricci. How you feeling, Dom?
How you doing, man? How are you?
I'm doing
Tommy,
excellent, man.
Congratulations on becoming a grandpa last night.
Brother.
3 o'clock this morning, Dom became a grandpa for the second
Congratulations,
time.
man.
Yes. All good. Everything
Congratulations
is good.
to Dom and
DJ,
the whole family.
I'm sorry, man, to come on and have to correct you right away, man. But it's a sin, man. I'm from New York, man, not New Jersey. That's a big stat. Yeah, that's like saying you're from Utah. No.
Oh, you Manhattan, right? Manhattan?
No, I'm in Long Island, man. I'm about 30 miles east of Manhattan.
I had a little bit too many of these already.
Yeah, so, I've been doing my thing all day myself, man. Thanks for having me on. Flipper, what's up, brother? Is that you, Flipper, under those glasses?
Is he frozen or what?
I don't know, man. How you doing, D? Everything good?
Yeah,
I'm doing good, man.
Good, man.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too, brother. Good to see you.
Hey, let me correct myself on one thing. Vernon Maxwell went to the University of Florida. Yeah, that's what it was. And he played for the Rockets.
Nice. Couple of off-the-field issues, but he was a baller.
I had to finish binge watching the episode. I had 2 left, so I binge watched that last night about 1-2 in the morning. Yeah.
Now, before we jump into the show, I want to let everybody know in the chat, Virgirl, Pocketful, all y'all over there, Teddy B.
What's up, boys?
Make sure you check us out next Friday. We're going to throwback Boss in the Sauce, me and Big Ragu. We got some good news in college football, right? That they're gonna start practice, so it's gonna start time to start hammering down some stuff, and we're gonna go over some things. So make sure y'all join us next Friday. Classic Boss in the Sauce.
But I didn't hear that. I didn't hear about the college football practice. I didn't hear that. That's great. That's great. No, I didn't hear that, man.
They voted to allow college players to voluntarily practice right now.
Wow.
Yeah, it all goes state by state, but the NCAA's kind of made that decision.
Wow, that's great.
And I got a little inside information that the SEC is over there putting their foot down, saying that they're gonna do what they do regardless, and if you don't show up where you're supposed to show up, you get a big forfeit. But we'll see how that works out, man.
They'll be showing up for sure.
Now let's hop into this Last Dance, man. So this has been a excellent series right here. I know everybody's not all the way up to date. If you get a chance, it's definitely worth the watch. Not only, I mean, it kind of brought back the feeling of old school basketball, some of the early ones, and kind of separated, really defined the new school basketball from the old school basketball. I mean, a lot of this Kobe, Michael Jordan, LeBron talk, a lot of the stuff in this kind of settled that right there. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, you got to look at it like, what was a foul in the late 80s, early 90s? Was a foul 3 times, probably flagrant nowadays. You know what I'm saying? Not to mention the difference of the money in the two. But going into this number 9 this week, we start off with the dynamic of Michael Jordan going up against Reggie Miller and the Indiana Pacers. Now, what'd you think about that one, Don Ricci?
I tell you, first of all, I was a Pacer fan from back in the 70s when I grew up right by the Nassau Coliseum, and the ABA the Nets played at the Nassau Coliseum. So I used to go to a lot of those games with Rick Barry and Julius Erving and all those guys. And the Pacers were one of those ABA teams that went over to the NBA. So I always followed them. And I always liked Reggie Miller. I was a fan of his sisters before I was a fan of him, actually. My daughter played basketball, and Cheryl Miller was a big basketball thing. And that's how I got to know about Reggie, actually. But listen, I thought I thought Reggie was one of the great players, man. I really did. I mean, but nobody was Michael Jordan, and that's what that series showed you. I don't even think there's a conversation about who's the best and the greatest. It's hard to compare different, it's hard to compare like the Walt Frazier and the Elgin Baylor times, and then the Jordan times, and now the LeBron times. It's hard to compare, but with Jordan, I think you can compare. The man had it. He could have played in any era, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So Big Ragu, what was you in on game one on the Pacers back then? Pacers took game one. Jordan shot up the last shot that brick, and he came back game two, fired up. Was you in on that series?
I vaguely remember. I mean, I remember the series, but if I had to break the games down game by game, I just know what Jordan was able to do as far as his leadership abilities, always rallying the team. And I think the Pacers, they were always looking for that. Once they got to that point, because they were always that team that was always on the outside looking in. You know what I mean? So they had a real short window in the NBA. And then they went and got a little bit of size and try to, get things done with Davis and Smiths and whatnot. But no doubt that was Reggie's team. And I just think the way the pieces that the Bulls had and with the leadership of Jordan, he's the greatest player of all time without a doubt. A lot of arguments today, like you said, different era, even going back to like Dom was saying, Walt Frazier, Havlicek for the Celtics, Bill Russell. The game keeps evolving, and during his era, they set the standard for the players today as far as payroll goes, as exposure. They put the NBA, they took it to a whole nother level. So in that regard in itself, that's all the Jordan's doing and his leadership and carrying the league on his back. So everybody in the NBA today owes Jordan homage for what they're able to attain and make and put it on a different platform. But to answer your question, I do remember the series, but maybe not that particular game.
That's right. Now for you, D Boston. Now the dynamic on this one right here, this is from the locker room point of perspective. Now Jordan, when he came up against his Pacer team, he was in his second reign, basically. You know what I mean? He was just like Kobe was in his second reign. He was kind of beat up down the road. He talked about being exhausted. He talked about being tired. And here you came, this Pacer team right here that was fired up to try to take Jordan out. Now, the dynamic between him being old and coming into this new team that's kind of designed to be him is that like a thing that teams are coming after? Teams may take a slow time, but they actually come after these teams, and when these guys are in their older age, they try to beat them up a little bit.
I mean, I can only really relate it to football, but you have teams that dominated divisions like the Patriots. The Buffalo Bills are a team that's always going to be putting pieces around them just to try to get through that one particular team. And I feel like the Bulls, everybody was always after them. They're going to give you your best game. And so I feel like it was a challenge every day. Every time they stepped on the court, they had to bring their A game, especially after they, won multiple championships after that. So anybody, just how it is in any sport, you're the best. Everybody wants to play you. Everybody wants to shine against you.
So in your later years, what I'm really saying is, so in your later years, was the youngsters over there trying to beat you up?
Man, you know what? I feel
trying to make it rough for an old player.
I feel like toward the end of my career, I had a lot of injuries coming up on year 5 or year 6 for me. So I never really got back to my best playing ability after my first 4 or 5 years. But as I got in the middle of my career, I was going against a lot of young guys, and they talk a lot of trash, so you got to be able to. You've done a lot of things at this point. Yeah, so everybody's different. Everybody has a different personality, but I felt like as I got into the middle of my career, people were coming after me a lot more, and they want to make a name for themselves, or I jammed him, he's so big, da da da. They want to try to be a little more physical at the line or this and that. So it's all good.
It's all good. It's all good. Now, Flipper, during this 1998, you was already Vegas or what?
I was in Vegas at that time, yes.
So you definitely had wagers on this kind of stuff right here.
Yeah, I used to be a zigzag bettor in the NBA playoffs back in the 80s and 90s, and so I probably would bet, the losers of the previous game on the next game.
Yeah. Yeah,
that's right. So just
then.
briefly, Flipper, and we talked about this about your unique angles that you would approach the sport from a betting point of view. Could you just briefly explain a zigzag bet for the people that don't know?
Yeah, for the playoffs, basically, you bet the straight up loser of the previous game on the comeback game, on the very next
Every
game.
time.
So, say for example, if Bulls won Game 1 against the Pacers, Game 2, you'd bet the Pacers plus the points.
Okay. Now, was that profitable for you back then?
Back then, yeah, it was very profitable. Up until about the turn of the century, it started, the bookmakers started making significant adjustments on the openers of the line.
And those series used to go
before that,
6-7
in the
games
80s,
all the times.
And the early mid 90s, late 90s, it was some good eating back then.
Yeah,
some good eating. I like the way you put that.
Yeah.
Now another part they showed on the series from the Pacers series is Reggie Miller and Michael Jordan getting the fisticuffs. Now Michael Jordan took off on old Reggie Miller to the face, but at the same time, Reggie Miller, he from Cali, man. He wasn't scared to run up on old Jordan, but Jordan
Riverside.
did. Yeah, Riverside. Jordan did put him in his place though, and took off on him. Do you think you guys think Jordan kind of snapped right there, or do you think because if you watch the series, some of the players are like spooked of Jordan, like players that play with him are like he punked them. You know what I mean? So do you think he was just violent and aggressive like that, and it slipped on the game?
I think he wasn't letting anybody show him up. And when he found the very few guys like a Reggie Miller who weren't really afraid of him, I think he was making a point to show you should be afraid of me. And because I think Michael was just so used to people just, doing what he wanted and not listen. Every time somebody did anything, showed him up in any little way, the next game he would come back and get them. It happened game in and game out throughout that whole series. There would be a guy hitting a big shot at the end of a game, and they'd look at the bench and say something to Michael. And the next game, forget it. They were done. But Reggie Miller I don't think he was afraid of him. And Reggie Miller was getting that press, so at the time, like he was, and the Pacers were their hardest foe in the East.
Yeah.
And Michael said that,
Pippen said that too. That was the Game 7. It was the toughest playoff game he ever had played.
Yeah.
In that Game 7, and I think they only shot like 30.
Man.
They only shot like 30-something% that game too. And they only lost by 2 points.
Right.
Or I'm talking about the Bulls. That is, the Bulls only shot like 30. I want to say 38%, and they really relied on Kukos. Kukos had the hot hand that game. I remember that Game 7 in that series.
Now next games in the playoffs would always be cash cows for underplays as well.
Oh, those games! You see those scores in those games? You wouldn't even see 100. Remember the 87, 85. There was even that one game that the Utah Jazz scored in the next year, in the next season. They scored 54.
54. Yeah.
It's like my girls would score 54 points in high school. So without a doubt, we lost DJ. But that was some
host of the show.
Yeah, that was some series. I'll tell you, it showed me a lot about Michael Jordan, good and bad. I mean, he was a tough guy. He had to be a tough teammate. I mean, that's one thing. I'm sure it wasn't all roses and smiles all the times. That's for sure.
Yeah, they speak of him being a really tough teammate and stuff, but that's the heart of a champion. That's kind of on a football level for you, D-Boss. I don't think like football is such a contact sport. A fight in the locker room and all that kind of stuff is so common. I don't think I ever been on nobody's football team where one guy kind of punked the whole crew.
No, definitely not the whole team, but I've been in locker rooms where, when I was at the Cardinals, there was one guy, didn't have to be the best athlete, not the most popular guy on the team or anything, but everybody was afraid of him because he would knock you out, and he had an aura about him where he would want to win everything. It doesn't matter what he's doing, and that was Pat Tillman.
Amen, brother.
In the locker room like that, to where Doesn't matter how you look, how big you are. It doesn't matter anything. Running back, he will come knock you out with no fear at all. So you don't always have to have he talks just like Jordan. I mean, he makes sure everybody's ready to practice. I mean, he's yelling and screaming and hard on everybody. So I can understand it a little bit, probably how Jordan was.
So D-Boss, would you say that most professional teams across the board, you know, we're talking football from your knowledge, but just from the locker room experience, how many guys are actually leaders that are dual leaders, like guys that are leading on the field or on the court and the locker room? You think it carries over both ways, or you have certain guys in the locker room, like you said, like Tillman, you know, rest his soul, that guys are getting the locker room straightened out, making sure everybody's got their head screwed on right, and then getting on the field? Do you think it goes both ways, or just go one way?
I think it goes both ways. I don't think you can quite be the type of leader you need to be if you're not producing out on the field. And so usually you don't have to be the best guy, but you definitely have to be, you know, making plays, different plays that change the game around a little bit. But you know, I don't think the players will listen to you, especially on a football team, if you're not even really playing or not even doing.
You're gonna have to show me before you can tell me.
Exactly.
Yeah, man.
Well, we know you, D-Boss. You was a big-time player in college over there, Ohio State. I'm sure you had the team wrapped around your finger with some of those amazing plays you pulled off.
No, I mean, I wasn't that type of vocal leader. I'm from Houston, quiet guy. I mean, my dad is, you know, low key. We're real, you know, I'm kind of introverted a little bit, kind of quiet. So I let my play on the field do most of my talking.
Yeah, and your height and your size too.
That's the loudest talk.
Hey, but before we go in, I'm gonna bring in a special guest, man, from last week, comedian right here in the LA area, very good friend of mine. So we're gonna have some fun. Things might get funny. Don't take it personal. We just gonna have some fun. I bring to y'all my man Boo Capone, Boo Hef, Boo Pac. What's going on with you, man?
Hey, what's good? Big Boss, what's up, man? How y'all doing, man?
What's up, man?
Yeah, I went from an internet last week. I'm from an international comedian to a local comedian. Thank you, boss.
That's right.
More white folks come on. He started talking like Fiddler from the. Hey, Fiddler, it's a bird, Fiddler. What's on that roof, Fiddler? Hey, how y'all doing, man? We love Boss, man. I'm just happy to be here, man. Boss won the betting. The Whopper beat the Big Mac. He won that bet. The Whopper beat the Big Mac. He won that one.
What about what about all that damage you was doing with the Coke and Pepsi challenge, man? Over there knocking down leaders after leaders.
Well, you know, when I asked everybody, I said, "What's white, black, brown, and yellow rolling around the parking lot?" That's Boss fighting a pigeon for a chicken sandwich from Popeye. That's he wrestles pigeons from Popeyes. We love you.
Let me introduce you to all my homies right here, man. These are once again some big time sports bettors right here, man, from all over. Right here to my
They look like the cast from Get Out. That's what they look like. Remember Get Out? I want that.
Yeah, Get Out. First we got right next to me, my man Big Ragu. Now me and Big Ragu, we do a show called The Boss of the Sauce Show on college football.
A pleasure.
We go heavy on that, and he's coming out of Florida right here, man. It's my big buddy Boo Hef.
Next to him, man, forget about it. Ragu, that's Ragu. Forget about it. It's my guy.
I got the sauce cooking.
He got the sauce. He said, "Wait a minute, forget about it. Get to Spain, forget about it. It's my guy."
Then right next to him, ducking in the camera, we got ex-NFL player David Boston, you know, also an awesome athlete at Ohio State right here, man. And he around our age, man. But
which one?
He's in the house right here. He coming.
Raise your hand. Who's our age? Oh, wait a minute. What do you mean our age, boss?
Oh, you know,
I'm 30 years old. I'm sticking to it. Hey, what's going on, brother? I thought that was The Rock.
I'm telling your probation officer for that.
He looked like The Rock. What's going on, brother? He's out here from Houston, man. We got family. I got a lot of family from Houston.
Oh, yeah, okay. I'm down in Humble right by the airport. Bush Airport.
Yes, sir. We got a lot of family in Sunnyvale, or they call it Sunnyvale, Sunnyvale and Fifth Ward. I'm originally from Los Angeles, though. You know, they call me country out there. I think they're kind of country out there. They say, "There, Phil, there, already, hey, already." I love Houston.
Yeah, and my man D Boston, he works with a thing called CrossFit. He can help you lose some weight in your face. You know, I see you did pretty good on the bottom, but you know that lower jaw, and you know, that part right there behind the ear, he can help you get that down a little bit.
He can get that out. I appreciate it coming from a motherfucker that look like a tennis ball with arms and legs. I know this motherfucker look like Santa Claus, built like Santa Claus, a trainer. We love you, boss.
All right, now right below here we got from Vegas, man. My man Flipper 13, that's my liaison in Vegas. Now, if you ever in Vegas, I don't care what you need. If you need a handkerchief, a bottle of Hennessy, you know what I'm saying, the keys to somebody's apartment, call my guy Flipper. He'll help you out, bro.
Flipper, what's up, Flipper? Flipper,
how you doing, man?
Flipper? How you doing? He look like he flipped keys or something. Flipper. Kind of look like Taz Daddy. Look like Taz Daddy from Alcoholics. How you doing, brother?
Right next to him,
all
man.
love.
All right.
We got the triple OG Dom Ricci from New York right here. Reporting live, man. This is my guy right here.
New York.
Hey,
baby.
From Manhattan, probably Manhattan, right?
I'm a Long Island boy.
Oh, Long Island.
Long Island boy. Yeah, man.
I feel you. Long Island up to Brooklyn, to go Brooklyn. I love New York, man. No bullshit. I love New York. I'm an LA cat, but I love New York.
Yeah.
Now I seen Boo. I seen that you guys you when Laugh Factory back up. You at Laugh Factory on Sundays?
I had a room like a regular. I've been a regular at Laugh Factory, Comedy Store. This for years. I've been there when Eddie Griffin was in the belly room and Mitzi Shore. Anybody know Polly Shore's mama?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Me and Mitzi, we used to smoke weed in that motherfucker. She's passed away now, but rest in peace to Mitzi. You know, but yeah, I go way back with that stand-up shit.
Yeah, man.
I'm gonna tell you when I first started. Let me tell you guys something real quick, and I'm gonna tell you about stand-up comedy. When I wanted to do it, I was going to Fairfax High School. I didn't live in a district. On Melrose, I was going to Fairfax, right?
Flipper 13. Flipper 13 went to Fairfax.
Who went to Fairfax?
Flipper 13 went to Fairfax.
Right here.
I graduated.
Lions, baby, Lions.
Lions, baby, Lions. With the Jews.
Muscles.
Nakayim. Mazel. With the Jews. I love my Jewish people. They took care of me. They take care of a nigga. Listen,
I put my keeper back on.
Hey, listen, man. I'm Jewish. I'm black and Jewish. Jewish. I've been to a lot of bar mitzvahs.
Excellent.
But no, real spit. That's why I'm so successful. Listen, at Fairfax, I was 16 years old. It was 1990. I ditched, but we had open campus, right? So we went to the Comedy Store on Sunset, right?
Yeah.
Man, we snuck in. Mitzi Shore was there. She was smoking weed. She used to smoke them little zigzags. I'll never forget. Richard Pryor and motherfucking my guy from one of the funniest guys, Nanu. What's his name? He played in
Robin
Williams. They locked the doors. First, they locked the doors, right? Richard Pryor and Robin Williams did 3 hours improv. I'm talking about, and I'm not going to tell you, I don't know if this is a kid's show, what they was doing on stage, like getting themselves pumped up. It was crazy to me that the improvisation these guys was doing. I was stuck. I said, I got to do this. It made me feel some type of way. Like for real, I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. Just how they just interact off each other. It was crazy. At 16, I said, no, I'm going to do comedy. That's what I'm doing. And I did music. I've been in movies.
That's good that you knew back then. That's much respect. You knew what you wanted to do back then, man.
That's good.
Oh, yeah, because they made me feel some type of way. They kind of inspired me. And I was like, it was so crazy at the Comedy Store at this time that everybody, I'm talking about all colors, all genders, all everybody was just on the same chord, laughing and just dying. And so I said, if I can make everybody feel like that, then I'm doing my job. So that's why I've been doing comedy for the last 20 years, you know, and getting paid for it. That's all I wanted to say. Fact City, baby.
In 1990,
respect.
In 1990, at the Comedy Store, they Monday nights was the night to go. I went there, and you'd see the full cast of In Living Color taking turns doing stand up there. It was awesome.
I was there.
Hey, guess where else Flipper 13 went to school at, Boo?
Where?
John Burroughs.
He went to JB. Yeah, you got
JB.
I went to JB.
I didn't go to JB. Yeah. I didn't go to JB. See, I didn't live in there. I went to Mount Vicious, Mount Vernon. So right there in the hood.
Oh, okay. Right.
Or you talking about?
But
JB?
John Burroughs.
Nice.
See, you go to John Burroughs, then you go to Fairfax. That's the protocol. Yeah, but I didn't live in the district, but my uncle stayed right there in the bread tar pits. So I used his address.
Okay.
That's before they was putting motherfuckers in jail. So the kids, you know, now they put motherfuckers in jail just because their kids want to, you know, what the fuck is that?
Oh yeah.
And Big Boss didn't go to school. You know, he went to school, but it was only him, the janitor, in the classes. That was it. And Big Boss. And Big Boss played football too. He didn't tell y'all he was a hell of an athlete. He played football. He was the guard and tackle. He would guard the bench and tackle anybody fuck with the Gatorade.
I wish.
He was
My
guarding.
knees would be a lot better.
Yeah.
But when y'all come to LA, man, make sure y'all look up my man Boo or give me a call.
Thank you guys,
and
man.
I'll connect you with him, and he can get y'all in the comedy thing, man.
Yeah,
he also works with J. Anthony Brown, all kinds of stuff, man. You know, he's live on the scene, man.
What year did you go to Fairfax? Alex Thomas went to Fairfax. A lot of guys went to Fairfax.
I graduated '85.
Oh shit! You was when there's still slavery going on. They was getting old.
Young guys, man.
It was still slavery. I'm telling you, they was picking cotton back then.
I didn't want to tell you when I graduated. Then Jesus Christ.
Yeah, don't go over when OG Don Ricci graduated.
Man,
you was running with John Brown.
I was on 75.
Oh,
you was. Hey, you was still a Gerber baby back then, Boo.
Shit.
Oh yeah, I was a Gerber baby. You was a big sperm cell, big wide ass sperm cell. Big Boss pushing niggas over his spot. I'm getting to the coaching. I'm getting to the head.
You was still eating butternut squash in high school in the little Gerber.
That's all. Hey, Boss had lunch tickets in college. You know, he had lunch tickets. We love you, man. You know, y'all go to. I ain't gonna listen. I'm just listening. Y'all go to Bosses because I love Big Boss. He don't gotta go fund me. He has to go feed me. Go to his go feed me and make sure. And to his pay pies. He got a lot of pay pies.
Hey, you said that last week, man. My go feed me is blowing up, man.
It's go feed me. It's blowing up.
I got 372 cheeseburgers on the line already.
Hell yeah.
Hey, but back into this last dance series right here. Now, I almost forgot about it, but I remember back in the day, you had the situation where Michael Jordan got food poisoning. You know, he said he stayed up late. He wanted to get some. There wasn't nothing open but pizza at 10:30 at night, and they brought him a pizza,
man.
And he played against Utah. Now, my question to y'all is, do you think that's a dirty organization, or you think that's just the nature of the fans?
I think it's the fans, man.
Fans.
Imagine this though, a bunch of those Mormons out there. That's Utah, man. They make white people white, man. They're talking Utah, man. Trust me.
They believe in that. They believe in that.
Oh man, you gotta watch yourself over there. But that's fans, and it's happened to other teams before. It's happened in baseball. It's happened in other, it's happened before. I think it's fans.
Hey,
I don't know.
Fans
if
do it. I'm coming late. Hold on, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I don't see.
Lawrence Taylor used to send prostitutes to his competition. Lawrence Taylor used to send the hookers up to the room the night before the game in Jersey.
He might have caught a couple losses if they had a good time.
Yeah,
he said the right one.
Well, let me ask you, not because I'm a little in the dark, but let me ask you, y'all saying that Michael Jordan, some of the fans might have gave him food poisoning?
Yeah, he definitely had food poisoning in that Utah Jazz game.
Okay, now Nah, I know both of them. I know Kobe. Remember when Kobe got food poisoning? Remember?
Yeah.
You remember that? That's it. But and I don't want to put him on blast, but I know both of them. Rest in peace, Kobe. Sometimes, Mike like to drink Hennessy. Them niggas we drink. So the best thing to do when you get drunk and before a game and you get sick, Anthony Peeler used to be my drinking partner. We get drunk. And the best thing to say is food poisoning. You don't want to say you got drunk. You want to say food poisoning. Now, Kobe used the same thing, didn't he? Remember they said food poisoning?
I didn't even think about that.
I'm a conspiracy, Negro. I know everything about that.
Let's go over it. Let's go to our locker room expert over here.
Hey, they ain't got no casinos in Utah, do they? He wasn't playing blackjack in a casino in Utah anywhere, was he?
Was he? Huh? Remember that?
You might have.
No, man.
He might have. But
you ever got sick before a game, or you ever got caught up in that?
I haven't. I have no experience with that, but it wouldn't shock me if back then that something like that happened. But you never know.
Yeah, I don't know, man. When it comes to that, I have a feeling that happened. Of course, it was in Utah, and because just the way they had, I think it happened to Michael anyhow. I don't know about Kobe.
What happened? The hangover or the
no, I think he had food poisoning.
Food poisoning?
Yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah.
I
don't know, Wolfman Jack. I don't know. I don't know.
Nothing accompanies a nice cigar, but a nice shot of cognac.
Cognac, that's his thing. Mike used to put the cigar in the cognac. He's a gambler, and then I told you, Mike. They say Mike drink to 6 in the morning and drink everybody and gamble everybody, right? And then he turns around and hits 60 on you, 70. My son, they said they didn't know how he did it. We all human, but I'm not saying.
You saying it was the cognac that scored the 60?
Well, when you like Mike, when you want to be, I want to be like Mike drinking wine. Listen, and Kobe, listen, his mentor did the same thing. That's all I'm saying, because I'm a conspiracy Negro. Listen, Kobe did the same thing. Remember, Kobe got sick and they said it was food poisoning. Remember, they said it was some tacos, a hamburger. What was that at? Well, I don't remember what game that was. But remember, Sacramento.
Time out, boo.
Yes, sir.
Time out, boo. You can't keep telling everybody you a conspiracy Negro just because you don't know who your daddy is. That's not a conspiracy.
Well, I know who your daddy is. I know who your daddy is. I know where your daddy is. We know where your daddy was. Your daddy used to say, ooh, shalaboom, shot. Your daddy's rerun. First you grab a piece of meat, then you shove it in the bun. That's your daddy rerun. We know your daddy.
Everybody knew who your daddy was but you. Now you up.
No, nobody knew your daddy was. Nobody. They just had to feed you with a slingshot. They fed him with a slingshot.
It looked like a conspiracy where your next start. Where your next start.
They said if you put your face in some dough, you'll make ugly cookies. We love you.
Oh man, it's always great firing off at my man Boo Capone, man.
Man, that's all
I don't
good,
know.
man.
Y'all probably never had the experience of being backstage with a bunch of comedians, but the show is really backstage. By the time they go on and do their stuff on the thing, that's already programmed what they're gonna do. But
and we love the boss man because we feel sorry for
in the back.
No, we love you, man, because any nigga ain't seen they dick in 20 years. You gotta love him. That nigga gotta get socked in the stomach for his dick to pop out.
Boop. Now another one. Another exciting part that I seen in the film this week. These last two shows didn't really show much. It was exciting to see Jordan's kids said that they hated Utah just like everybody else. They said they family hated Utah, and they were big time. And it was nice to see his kids talk about that. I think they said that they weren't allowed to go to those games because
they had to stay in the basement because it was so. Yeah, the mother thought it was a bad experience. The fans were too wild and crazy, and so they watched the game. I think they might have been in the stadium, but they watched the game from another part. They weren't inside with the fans. I think that's what he was saying. But yeah, they were saying mom was like, "No, you guys ain't coming into here. We can't trust them." They must have been little too at the time, right? They had to be. You know, they had to be little at the time, right? Maybe,
but kids are brutal though. As innocent as they are brutal. They'll say some crazy shit to a fan. Especially if your daddy is Michael Jordan, you say, hey, shut up. Oh man. But that was an interesting part for me in that one. But another one was, I don't know if y'all caught this. After he beat him and they got on the bus, Karl Malone gets on the bus and they show Karl Malone getting on the bus. It looked like it got kind of silent, a little tense in there. I don't know if Jordan thought Karl Malone was coming to shake his hand or if he wanted to fight. Because Jordan looked up like
Malone showed up every time.
Like, what you want to do?
They showed
Malone is one of the greatest players, one of the greatest players that ever played a game. I got so much love for Uncle Karl Malone. If you look at his stats, it's impeccable. You got to get those guys, John Stein. You got to get those guys. They props, man. And the thing about it, going against a beast like Michael Jordan, and I played against Mike, and it was crazy. When I challenged Mike said, "Boo, what you gonna do?" I said, "I'm gonna fire you 6 times and go run to the bench." That's what's gonna happen if we ever play a one-on-one. I'm gonna fire you 6 times and run to the bench. He was a champion destroyer. If Mike's a beast, and we gotta cut this shit out. Mike's the GOAT. Okay, you have these 3 players. No, hold on. We got a bunch of superstars on this panel tonight. And I'm going to ask y'all something. This is just me in my era. The 3 best. Mike, Magic, Bird. Easy call. That's my era. Mike, Magic, Bird. That's over. Those are the 3 greatest. You better back it up. You better back it up.
I'll give you Mike and Magic. But that third one,
Bird?
I'm not gonna give it to Bird, and because it was late, but it was still in my era. I'm gonna go Allen Iverson, man.
No way.
You gotta watch Bird.
No. Bird. Listen, Larry Bird. You know how y'all hate the guy. Go ahead. You know how y'all hate him. Jordan hated you. I hated Bird. He was a Laker killer. Nigga 6'8", 6'9". I seen Bird throw a pass behind his back, over his head with one arm to a dunk in the All-Star game. I'm talking about you got a 6'9" player can shoot like, man, better than anybody. Dribble in his defense, he'll sock you in the face, he'll rebound, and he was killing Michael Jordan when Michael Jordan was first coming up. He the only one that shitted on Michael Jordan. He didn't want to be Michael Jordan friend. All the niggas wanted to be Michael Jordan friend. Magic out, hey, Michael. Jordan Bird was like, fuck you. He was like, fuck you.
I agree with you.
Bird, man. You got to give it to Bird. And I'm a racist. I don't like white people. Bird. You got to give it to Bird.
Where you at, Raghu? Your top 3.
I got to agree with my
man.
Whitey. Listen, but I got a little bleed over there.
I'm joking.
I got a little bleed over because you're talking your era, right? You got about 5-8 years. I got about 5-8 years on your era. So I'm going to do a little bleed over. I'm going to throw another Laker out there, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. In his prime, definitely.
I mean, you throw him and Bill Russell, but now you're going back a little bit older there. But Kareem is kind of, handed off to Magic. And Magic, Magic is special. Bird, that whole thing from, college all the way into the pros. There's no doubt about it. Then Michael just elevated the whole game on top of that. Michael was the cherry on the top of guys. That was it.
Yeah, that's what Will
said. Who you got, D-Boss? Who you got your top 3, D-Boss?
My top 3, Jordan 1.
You don't gotta impress none of these guys.
Man, that's
especially your Buffet Bills built ass. That nigga Boss played for the Buffet Bills. Go ahead.
No, my number 2, man. I think I'm gonna go with Magic.
Thank you. He knows his game. Thank you.
I mean, I'm coming from this era. I gotta throw LeBron in there, man, just because. If you ever seen him in person,
over Kobe, over Kobe. I'm
saying
LeBron's a beast, though, but over Kobe,
LeBron can they wouldn't pay him enough. But if you get in the red zone, I think these receivers now are making $20 million, $18 million. I mean, if you get in the red zone, it's pretty much a wrap, man. You cannot. He's going up over the top of half a body, 2 to 3 feet over you. So how much
he is?
Work? They pay him 20 cents. He could do everything. So as far as athletically, he's got athleticism.
You're right.
He ain't clutch like Jordan. He's nowhere near him. But just athletically, man.
So you put him over Kobe.
Top 3.
Kobe.
He's the same. Yeah, Kobe, they're close. I mean, I don't have any. I mean, they're very close. But I don't know. LeBron creates more than Kobe. But Kobe is a little more clutch though than LeBron. I think late in game.
I gotta take Kobe over LeBron. This is a hard decision, but I'll take Kobe. Go ahead, Joe. I'm sorry.
It depends. It depends on if you need size or speed.
Yeah,
I would love to see those guys play back then, because a lot of guys that play today that are supposed to be the stars, I don't think they won't be stars back then. I don't think
Kevin Durant, somebody say it.
And the Kyrie Irvings and the Durants and all those guys. Maybe Harden, maybe not. But
I agree, 100%.
They were on the bench of the Bulls team. None of them was Scottie Pippen. I'll give you a guy though. That's one of my. I'll give you who's my favorite. Besides the guys you all mentioned, they're all the same guys. But I was always a big Julius Erving fan.
Come on!
I'm 60 years old, and I go back to John Havlicek, Earl Monroe. I go back to that.
I love you guys, man. Dr. J, man.
Better than, those guys I think could play with, Jordan and all those guys. You could talk about them in the same era.
Yeah,
but today's guys, maybe LeBron, Kobe, they could play back then. But I don't see too many other guys that could have. And I get a lot of shit for that from the young dudes. I was hoping Wham was going to be on, so he could get mad at me.
Yeah, we don't got that many young dudes this time. I wish we had some more young dudes.
What the hell? I'm young.
We was getting some comments and all that stuff.
You're 30, right?
I'm 30.
You're 30.
It's my 30 for 30.
But he still can't find his birth certificate though. That's the problem.
I can't. That's my
who's your top 3, Flip? Yeah, Big Fairfax. Who's your top 3?
Michael Jordan. And then after that, it gets cloudy. There's a lot. Magic has got to be in there. Bird, Kareem.
Come on. Dude, thank you.
Even if you go, Kobe should be in there. Elgin Baylor. Go watch his YouTube highlights. He's almost as good as Michael Jordan.
Elgin Baylor. Come on, man. Insane. And Jerry West. Come on. What about Jerry West?
Oh, Jerry West. Forget it, man.
Was a fucking beast.
Jerry West.
Yeah,
there's a lot of guys, man, back then.
Bill Russell, how many championships did he lead the Celtics to?
He was a beast.
Now, let me tell you about Fairfax High. We had a guy, Sean Higgins. He was probably our biggest. Remember Sean? Sean, that's a good friend of mine. I just talked to Sean. He won a championship at Michigan. Remember Michigan with that team with Glenn
Rice
Rice. And Sean dropped about 38 on Illinois. Remember, to go to the champion, to go to the NCAA double. He went to Fairfax. Now, when I was a baby, we used to go watch Sean without no 3-pointers score 40 at Fairfax. You know what I'm saying? And Chris Mills and
those games were sold out.
Was sold out. I ended up being an All-American at Fairfax. I played at Fairfax. I was an All-American. I shut down. Let me tell you something. Basketball.
Nikitani?
It sound funny. Coach Katani. Katani. Coach Katani. That's my guy. He used to do his thing like this. Hey, bro. He used to do me like this. You want to ditch, huh? You're a con man. That's what he used to tell me all the time. Coach Katani. There's only one Coach Katani. You dig? And go ahead.
As I said, when I tried out, Katani came up to me and said, unless you felt really sick today, don't bother coming back.
Oh, yeah. Katani was I love him to death. He was an asshole, but he was a great Korean asshole. I used to love his Korean ass. I said, Koreans don't know basketball. He said, we know. He used to do his glasses. Katani used to do his glasses like that. But, I was All-American at Fairfax. I played, I used to love to do other things, musically wise and comedy wise. But Fairfax had playing basketball. I was a con artist. I would get everybody out of class. I never went. Because I could have went to the pros. If I'd have probably been about 5'10", I would have went to the pros. But I got to 5'9".
If you would have backed up off some of them cheeseburgers, man. If them quarter cheeseburgers on Wednesdays at McDonald's was detrimental to your health.
Coming to the big MC, big host right here, boy. Boy, look at this nigga. I love you, boss. Boss, listen. Boss Rob Roscoe's for their menus. He took all the menus out of Roscoe. He said no one will eat. That nigga licked all the syrup out of Roscoe.
I love all y'all out here, man.
It's been a pleasure, man. Love you guys. Thanks for letting me come on, man.
It's getting late in this one. We getting ready to wrap it up. But I appreciate the gang showing up. It's been a while, man. It's just wonderful getting some laughs off and having everybody right here with me, man. I miss you, Don Ricci. I miss you, Big Rat Group.
Love you, brother.
David Boston, you got to come pull up in Vegas when we go to Vegas. And
Yeah,
we'll see you there.
We get you out there.
And Boo, you gonna have to. We had these meetups, man. We done been to Miami, Vegas.
Oh, you gotta
we had these meetups, man. You got to come.
I'm gonna come up. I'm gonna roll up, and mostly I'm probably booked out there. Y'all come to my comedy shows. It's Boo Capone, Boo Hef. Go on my IG. Check me out on YouTube. We got some. I just did a few movies coming out, but they're out. But check me out on Roast Me too. All Depth Digital Roast Me. If you know our show, season 5, season 4, season 3, it's on All Depth Digital. If you want to laugh and just we're in a classroom and we're doing some roasting like me and Big Boss, please check that out, man. Roast Me.
Definitely, man.
Yeah, it's funny, man. It's funny. All we do is, it's just about laughter,
he's
bro.
definitely the old guy on that show. He the old guy on that show. Those young cats give him love for his money.
Y'all doing the mama jokes on there?
We do the mama jokes. We do jokes. We do everything. Because right now, Big Dog, let me tell you something. And I ain't going to go real quick, but let me tell you something. And where we at right now, in this earth and this world that we supposed to be at, it's about laughter, bro. We got to laugh. I'm telling you. It's so serious right now. You got to laugh. You got to escape sometimes so you ain't killing nobody and you ain't going crazy on nobody. Laughter is the healing of the heart and your body. Trust me. When you laugh, trust me, it just brings something to you, right? It brings something. Yeah, if I'm not laughing, I'll probably be in the penitentiary. I tell you now. If I'm not laughing, I'm glad I'm laughing. There's so many stupid motherfuckers out here, man. You gotta laugh at them.
I just say this: keep laughing, my man. Keep laughing.
For sure, brother. I thank you, Mr. Miyagi. We love you.
Thanks for the invite, man. Appreciate the invite.
So, all right, family, man, y'all have a good one, y'all be good, man.
We don't get out here.
And we got to go now because Boss is late for all you can eat.
Yeah, he's got to make that run to Roscoe's. Roscoe's is waiting.
Hey, I'm getting hungry looking at. I'm getting hungry looking at Boo face looking like a stuffed baked potato.
And Boss, if he ever been in a 2-seater, he had never been in a 2-seater.
He's been in my Civic. He's been in my Civic.
He's been in my Civic. Yeah.
There you go, flipping out my back. Flipping out my back.
He looked like he was the lead. Looked like he was the lead singer for the lap band. That's the scene for the lap band. You dropped the food on me, baby. And the scene for the Mississippi Fat Choir. All right, y'all. I'm gonna get out of here, man. That's the love, man.
All right, y'all have a good one,
man. You got another one,
Y'all be safe.
You got another one.
Happy Memorial Day, guys.
Oh, that's a happy Memorial Day, man, for sure, man.
Absolutely,
for all our part show. Yes, sir. Yes,
Shout
sir.
out to all our frontline people, man. Back then and now, man. Y'all be safe.
For sure.
All right, guys. Have a good night. Dom,